Yo, what is up? This is Justin, and thank you guys for being a part of today. So I'm gonna hit you with the quick tips. Quick tip for teachers. I don't know why this was so difficult for me, but it's gonna involve grading. All right. There's two things with math in general. All right. You can do this. It works. All right. Trust me. I don't know what qualifies as expert status, but I'm an expert, even if I don't qualify for expert status. But here's the thing. In grading in general, I graded math, so here's a little bit of tip about grading math. You can always, in terms of homework, it's going to be depend, okay? So if your department, whatever school you work at, has set weighted goals for homework and stuff like homework, quizzes, tests, it's going to be different. You might have to adjust accordingly, all right? Now, if your department has like 10% for homework, if homework's between 10 and 20%, 10% won't really change a grade. 20% might. So usually it's around 10 to 15%, okay? In terms of grading, whatever problems you give, you can always make it a nice round number out of 10, out of 5. And one thing that I've noticed to help grading speed up is that, let's say you assigned, let's say you're gonna make it out of 5, right? You're gonna make 5 questions. The area assignment you have is gonna be out of 5 points or 10 points, whatever number you wanna pick, right? 10, I used to do 10, but after looking at the numbers, it actually didn't even make a difference. So I changed it to 5. So let's say that I'm going to have every assignment worth 5, right? But I'm going to assign maybe like 8 to 10 problems of homework. Maybe like 7 to 9 problems. Got to get that good rep range for hypertrophy. For homework, right? So you're going to get into good range, around 7 to 8, 9 problems, right? You don't have to grade every single problem. In fact, you can pick 5 problems and grade those 5 that are either specific or objective. Because usually there's going to be a problem that everybody's going to miss, and that's maybe a problem that you want to look at, right? So what you do is that, even though they did 8 questions, right, if they missed 1, you would take 1 out of 5, so it'd be 4 out of 5, right? Now, a lot of students, they don't understand this until they see it later, because they're like, oh, you don't know, you're messing it up, you're messing the grade up, and they don't know the numbers, because numbers in my head, it's like a beautiful mind up in there, right? You guys remember that when Russell Crowe, whenever he got in his zone, the numbers were like, it was like all lighting up and stuff. Like, that's what numbers are to me. So every time I see numbers, like, I understand what's going on. So it was difficult to explain to them, but they understood later. What happened was this, that you can grade every problem. You can grade it either 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10. The difference is negligible. It actually is, because at the end of the year, when you have like 100 assignments or whatever, 50 assignments or anything like that, what ends up happening is that if you graded every single assignment, what would happen is that their grade would end up being like an 85%, right? But if you only graded 10 out of 10, their grade ended up being like an 86.5% or something like that. And if you graded 5 out of 5, it was like right in between both of those, right? So I've always looked at trends over the years, but students were like, you're messing it up. You don't know what you're doing. I was like, I know what I'm doing, okay? But because it's weighted, it doesn't actually make a difference. So that's a thing that you can utilize in your classroom to save time. Also, if you have TAs, at the high school level, I had to grade all the time. So what I did was I had TAs, and what it allowed me to do was have 1 or 2 TAs that could grade 5 problems. So a TA in like, if they're only grading 5 problems and 30 papers, they can grade that quick, right? Because that's the point of homework. Homework isn't, the point of it is to get a good snapshot of what exactly, like, what's the problem, okay? It's not supposed to be a good indicator of their actual grade, because it's practice. It's basically like if you were playing basketball or football or anything like that, it's basically practice, okay? So that was my tip in math. That could probably work with anything else, but it depends. Obviously, if your department says no, you don't do what I'm giving you advice, okay? Don't do that, right? But overall, 10% of your grade really doesn't, I mean, you can get 100% on homework and still get a pretty poor grade. If you still got 90% left, for quizzes and tests, it's going to be pretty tough for you, okay? And also, here's another thing: the grading. Get these little baskets, right? And I don't know why this was so difficult for me to figure out, but all you got to do is have a graded pile and an ungraded pile. So when you're TA, or when you come into work, when your wife or husband's, if your wife or husband's your TA, right? That's what I do. I'm going to end up marrying a teacher, and I'm going to be her TA, right? Grade all her like physics homework. I don't even know what the hell they're going to be teaching, but. So what happens is that if you have the graded and ungraded, you can have like objectives for your TA to come in, and then they put it in the graded. So you'd have all the ungraded right here, They grade them, put them in the graded, right? Then you take the graded and you go in the grade book and you put them all in, right? If you want to get really, if you want to go fast, you can print out like, you know, a line for them and have them fill out scores, so you can just go down the line. But I used to do that. I found that it was just as fast, me punching in the numbers, going up and down and so on. But that's my quick tip for grading, and it worked really well. But the only problem is that, or the good thing was that for quizzes and tests, those were the only real things where you had to grade, you know, hard. You had to sit down and grade for those. If everybody's missing the same problem too, that would be a good like pre-warm up or bell ringer or anticipatory set for the next day to go over that. Okay, but typically I'd always go over homework before we turned it in, right? Because it was practice. You could essentially ask me every single question on the homework, and I'd do all of them for you. So, but that's my quick tip for grading. If you guys got quick tips on grading, quick hitting tips, questions, or anything like that, I can help you out on that because I got what you need all the time. So if you liked it, please thumb up the video. Other than that, I've been Justin. I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Bye.